Tanya Dyson, and I'm the executive director of Memphis Slim Collaboratory. And one of the greatest things that informs my job here with Slim House is the fact that I am a singer-songwriter slash artist, recording artist, however you want to term it, as well. So that actually just really informs the job that I do here and my connections with the musicians that are members here. Of course, Memphis Slim House is named after Memphis Slim, the amazing blues musician, who's actually responsible. A lot of people don't know this, but Memphis Slim is the reason why Memphis is known as the home of the blues. Back in '78, when he was given the ordinance of Goodwill, Ambassador of Goodwill at Large for the United States, he was also given the title, during that time, and then the city was given the title of being the home of the blues. But of course, it is because of Memphis Slim, and him being in Memphis, representing Memphis in the way he did, by becoming his namesake, moving to Chicago to follow the blues scene there, and then eventually becoming an expat and moving to Paris, where he passed away and lived out his life, became a very rich man, wrote way more music, produced way more records, and was inevitably in charge of the career that he really wanted to see, that we don't necessarily think would have been attainable here in the United States, specifically during the time, coming out of Jim Crow South, going into the civil rights movement, looking at the dissipation of the overall blues scene and just how R&B was starting to take over and blues was slowly dwindling down into an archaic genre in a sense here in the States in the early 60s. And so Memphis Slim was able to create something that was completely him, and to make his own way in Europe and in France. And so now we've re-envisioned the space here. He was born and raised in this house. We reimagined it and recreated it to be an artistic community center in a sense, where artists can come and be themselves. And so of course, our mission, of course, as it says, of Memphis Slim Collaboratory, is to educate, support, and inspire the Memphis music community to create a culturally vibrant city and spread Memphis music around the world. And so we basically took the life of Memphis Slim and looked at it and said, what could artists these days do if we took the drive that Memphis Slim had and the passion that he had to really be in control of his music as an artist and as a business person? What if we took that, put that into our mission, really push the artists today, and then help them again paint this picture of this motivated artist that went against all odds, that went against racism, that went against Jim Crow South, that went against so many things, and ended up leaving the United States and becoming his own artist in a foreign country that he had never really been to outside of touring a few places. So we've taken the mission, taken his life, fitted that in, and now we can apply technology and access. And what can you do with this drive, with the current technology, and with knowledge that we have today? What type of artist can you be? How much ownership can you do? And how much of a business can you be? So with that, we have a couple of different facets that we do here at Memphis Slim House. We have our artist development, which of course is the rehearsal space, the studio, our workshops, seminars, and other ways of developing the artists that that are here as members. We also have our preservation aspect of it, because again, this is the home, the birth home of Memphis Slim. This is where he was born and raised, and so many other members of his family. So we look at preservation. How do we preserve his legacy, and how do we spread the word and make sure Memphians, not just Memphians, but just everyone knows about the contribution that he made to not just Memphis music and not just blues, but the overall, Black music genres overall globally. And so we also have education. And of course, in the education aspect, we have our resident artists. We also work with interns, youth, high schoolers, college students, varying ages, doing internships, apprenticeships, and so on and so forth. Throughout education, we offer camps, after school, summer, all types of activities, for youth and for college students as well. And then finally, we have our community engagement piece. And we consider that community engagement through music. And so we manage the Soulsville USA Festival here. We have a summer concert series called Soulin' on the River. We have a concert series in our backyard called Live from Memphis Slims. And any type of partnership that we do with neighborhood organizations or just citywide organizations where we help to provide music or we help to curate the music for the experiences that they are putting together. And so those are our 4 facets, and all 4 together of those different platforms and programs combine to make what we consider Memphis Slim House, where we basically have a holistic approach to music and community, and using music to engage the community. And when we say community, we mean 2 different communities. Of course, we have our immediate community here in the Soulsville, USA, South Memphis area. And then we also have our music industry community as well. And so we dually serve those 2 industries at the same time, in tandem with each other. And so some of the things that we're working on now, of course, is expansion. We just recently purchased the lot behind us, the blighted lot behind us that's been vacant and blighted for over a decade now. We were able to get access to that lot, and we will be converting that into an amphitheater. Again, to further engage in our community engagement, in our engagement with the Soulsville neighborhood, to continue to provide free music, free entertainment for our neighbors, so they can have free access to the arts without restrictions or without hangups of taking in or experiencing something new or something for the first time. So now, with the expanded aspect of our backyard, again, more community programming, more community engagement, and it also gives a way for our members to have more paid performances. It also gives them a venue, an active venue, to do more shows. In light of COVID, we feel like this was pretty timely decision to have an outdoor space where we can, again, have the space that we can rent out, for the many things, and of course engaging the community. So not just concerts, but other, arts organizations. We plan on addressing some of the elements in the neighborhood. So when it comes to fitness and health and movement, having yoga and Zumba and different things in the backyard, or even camping and outdoor life, and just really engaging our neighborhood kids with nature and making sure that we really give a diverse programming option to really provide something substantial for the neighborhood kids who otherwise wouldn't get this type of access to a lot of things that are offered in the city. And so some of our future growths, of course, I mentioned that Memphis Slim was an expat and moved to France, and that's something that we're actually working on now, is more artist engagement to where we can provide more opportunities, not just in Memphis, but globally, so matching up with other cities that have very similar interests, or other music cities within the country, and as well as, across the globe, to figure out exchange programs to where, again, we can provide that access for artists to get out and see the world and expand, very similar to the life of Memphis Slim. So as you see, we've really just taken his mission and his life goal to heart in every aspect of what we do here at Slim House, and have incorporated that into every aspect of our programming to make sure, again, that the musicians know of the greatness that they stand in, and the greatness that they come from whenever they come into this space, to realize that this is sacred ground in a sense, because it produced such greatness. And of course, in the future, that's what we look to do, is to continue to produce greatness in this space by cultivating our membership and just cultivating the overall Memphis music community. So one of our newest accomplishments, I would say, is the collaboration that we just did with a Black-owned brewery called Bill Street Brewing Company here in Memphis, Tennessee, where we created a beer called The Brews Every Which Way, making a play on Memphis Slim's album The Blues Every Which Way. And then also he had a very popular song called Beer Drinking Woman. So he talked about beer a lot in his content. So we saw this as an opportunity to really, again, further engage people, over beer. Everyone loves IPAs. It's kind of like the new craze these days. So have a lot of beer drinkers, a lot of music listeners. Beer and like brews and blues tend to go hand in hand. And so again, we saw this as a wonderful opportunity to engage more people around the life of Memphis Slim and our mission that we're doing here. And so we created this beer as a special edition for our fundraiser, but it'll be going on sale to the public pretty soon. But right now, people can get it, by donating to becoming a monthly, what we call a house rocker, member of our donation crew to become a member. Just donates on a monthly basis to help support the mission and the goals that we have here, as far as, again, furthering the life of Memphis Slim and incorporating that into our mission of helping new artists continue their goals as well.